Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We have Nettie on screen today. I am so excited.
Me too.
And she's out in the middle of nowhere and still got to get online.
Yay.
Pretty cool. All right, let me welcome everybody in over here. We have RVing with G. We have Thrifty Angela. We, of course, have MelNetteLivingFreeZipCodeless. We have Nomadic Hippie, Bob's Adventure. We have Hitch Up and Tow. We have Nell Court, Shanna Craft. Oh, did that scroll thing on me again. K&R Destinations, Full Time Dream, Killer Whale Channels. Hey, thanks for coming in. We have Happy Place Camping. Make sure I got everybody. All right, I'm really bad with pronouncing names, so I'm gonna try on your first name, Jen, I think, from Tommy Travels. Daydream about nice things. Hey, thanks for coming tonight. RV Underway. Hello. Hope I'm not missing anybody. The thing keeps scrolling. I got one of these mouses that has the little scroller right here.
Yeah.
And just skips down to the end of the page on me.
Oh.
Drives me nuts. Thank you, Nursing Art Travel Bug, for the raid. I appreciate it. And thank you, Tommy Travels, for raiding us tonight. I appreciate it so very much. Just at the very beginning here, I'm going to announce my schedule change. Lucky Dog Productions moderator, hey, thanks for coming in. On Wednesdays, I used to do a live stream. I'm no longer doing that live stream, but on Fridays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will still be live. And this coming Friday, I finally have it all set up. The author of this book here, If All Would Be Utopia, will be live with me to chat about this book, and I'm going to be giving away one of the books also. So that's coming up this Friday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she gave me one. I've known her since I was a kid, and she autographed one and then gave me another to give away. So,
oh, wow.
All right. So, how have you been, Nettie? We haven't seen you on screen in a while.
I've been playing in the dirt. Having fun in courtside.
And you said when we got to talking in the beginning here, it's a little different, a little getting adjusted to being out there off grid.
Yes, it is. We're learning how to boondock. It's been pretty cool. I've been enjoying it. The only problem I'm having is learning to wash my hair with not too much water, and I keep getting shampoo in my eyes. So I'm learning. I've only been here a week. So
and I mentioned to Nettie that she should get dry shampoo. Ladies out there, if you have tried dry shampoo, I'm sure you can vouch for it also. It gives you a whole 2 extra days, maybe. It's great stuff.
I need to try that.
All right, we have a Seldama. Sorry if I said that wrong. Thanks for coming in. And we also have, there was someone else I seen in here.
Listen well.
Listen well. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming in. All right, let's get started on our show tonight. I'm going to share the screen here. Shanna Craft says, you're washing too often, Nettie.
My hair is really thick, so it's really hard to get all the shampoo out of it.
Mine's thick thin, if that even makes sense. It's like every time I get it cut, everybody's always like, your hair texture is so weird. It's like it's thin hair, but it's so much of it that it makes it thick.
Yeah.
And it gets oily right at the top, so I have to use the spray. Expedition Greg, thank you. for sharing me out. I appreciate that. All right, let's get this going. Now, Nettie puts these together and she does an amazing job. This one is the Surrency Ghost. Am I saying that right? Okay. Thick, thin. That's like jumbo shrimp.
We also have Three Souls Paranormal that just came in, BB.
Yeah,
and Miranda.
And Groudswald Family Vacay too. Yeah. Hello, welcome everybody. All right. The Surrency House.
One a little bit crazy.
Oh, hey, a little bit. Oh, you're fine. One of the most famous hauntings in the history of the South occurred in the early 1870s in the town of Surrency, a small hamlet located about 60 miles southeast of Savannah, Georgia. Make this bigger. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Right on the water, huh?
Yeah. Before the town was established, the Surrency family owned a farm in the 1800s.
Around 1852, Allen Powell Surrency built his family a home on a small strip of land next to the Macon and Brunswick Railway line.
The small town that developed becomes known as Surrency, which is in Appling County in the state of Georgia.
Hey, Tommy Travels. Mr. Surrency had two properties, but his main residence was the house in Surrency, which was described as 2 stories high and weather-boarded.
Allen Surrency, founder of the town, built his family a large 2-story farmhouse near the railroad tracks and set up his household.
I don't know how people live like right on the railroad tracks. I've never understood that. We have a house here. It looks the size of a trailer, like a really small trailer. And it's literally setting probably where the brown grass is right next to these tracks and that wall. That's how far it's sitting from the tracks. And I'm like, how do they sleep at night? And it's in the industrial park. So it's constantly used. I seen a comment here. Three Souls Paranormal said, we did a tour of the Sorrel Weed House in Savannah, Georgia. That place was active.
Oh, wow.
We'll have to look into that on your channel.
Yeah.
All right. Allen and wealthy Surrency had 8 children in total. Millard, Sarah, John, Samuel, Clementine, Biggio.
Biggio.
Never seen that name before. That's a unique name. Robert and Lula. Let's go with Lula.
Yeah. Plus, his wife's name, I've never heard of a name Wealthy. You know what I mean? So that was kind of odd.
Yeah, that's a little strange. Hey, Donald. Glad you made it in. I look forward to our Sunday nights, too. They're my favorite night of the week, honestly.
Mine, too. Surrency was a decent fellow, hardworking and well respected by his peers. His wife, Wealthy, was also a hardworking woman and was often found in the kitchen supervising dinner for their guests.
Can you imagine being like so well off that your job was to supervise people cooking the meal? You're doing a great job. Add a little more salt. I can't be bothered. Three Souls said, we just investigated the Conjuring house November 1st, and it's every bit haunted as it claims to be. I heard in the Conjuring house that they actually just recently found a cemetery that no one knew was there like for a long time. They found a cemetery out in the middle of the woods. Someone was live streaming and they were taking a walk through the woods, and the machine that they were using to hear from ghosts told them which directions to go, and they ended up in this cemetery.
Oh, man.
Kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah. I don't do cemeteries.
I feel like I'm disrespecting if I step anywhere that might have something underground.
Yeah.
Fordman, hey, welcome to the chat. Tommy Travels says, that would be cool to have an Uncle Wealthy. Did you read this one yet?
Yeah, I just read it. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I got to talking and got off track. Oh, yeah, it's about supervising dinner. They were a normal family, but had accumulated some wealth in opposition to less fortunate folks in the vicinity. Full-Time Dream says, I spend my lunch in the cemetery in Buffalo.
Oh, wow. Mr. Surrency also owned another home in a different town. By all accounts, it was a beautiful farmhouse, and the Surrency family seemed very comfortable there, at least for a time.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
But not long after moving in, it became horrifyingly apparent that Let me try again. But not long after moving in, it became horrifyingly apparent to the family that they were not alone in the house. I got all tongue-tied on that one.
Now that is the Surrency store. Pretty cool looking.
Yeah, I love old buildings like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised nobody stole that sign.
Oh, yeah. Things started to happen, strange things, and before long, the family realized their house was nothing more than a den of angry, restless spirits.
What'd they do to wake up all these spirits?
Exactly.
It was a violent haunting witnessed by every member of the family. No one was spared the rage of the ghost or ghost that inhabited the house. Nothing worse than an angry ghost.
Mm. Things at the beloved Surrey home took an unexpected turn. Weird things began happening. Windows inexplicably slammed shut, then flew open by unseen hands. Doors slammed, but these were mild occurrences compared to the horrors to come.
Oh. The Surrency family became a haunted family. Objects flew off shelves, the old clock began to strike 13, and the hands spun wildly out of control. How does the clock strike 13?
I know, isn't that crazy?
That's weird.
The Surrency children noticed red eyes on their property around the house at night, and they refused to leave the house. I'm like, no.
No. I don't know. If the house was haunting you too, you'd think you want to get out. Away from red eyes.
Red eyes.
Can you imagine if like you looked out and your whole property was filled with those red eyes?
Gives me the chills. It's up and down.
Donald said they move things around, which wake up whatever was in the house. Three Souls Paranormal says, love ghost stories. Hitch Up and Toe says, doors slammed shut in my house, but we do have a teenager. And Hippie says, so the windows would shut, doors would shut. How was that horrifying? The spirits just thought, hey, were you born in a barn? Shut the doors, shut the windows. The heat's getting out.
Yeah.
Meals were thrown into their laps. It seemed there were dozens of spirits haunting the Surrency home. Moreover, these spirits were dedicated to harassing the family. What did this family do?
And this was in the late 1800s.
It's crazy.
The family lost sleep and couldn't eat because of the constant torment. One source mentions the ghost twisted the family's forks anytime they tried to eat a meal.
They dream about nice things, says, now I've had meals thrown in my lap, just saying. Can you imagine though, like you go to get a fork and it's twisted, you go to grab another one, it's twisted, and you're like, let's say you're hangry at the time. That would not be good.
Right?
Hey, Jerry Holly. Oh, boy. Yeah, you go to get in the drawer and they're all like that. I'd be angry. How do I eat with it?
Right?
Wailing voices and angry screams pierced the night while the family tried in vain to sleep. Boots worn by invisible feet walked down the darkened hallway outside the bedrooms. Shanna Craft, I think I'd take my plate outside to eat.
Yeah, but those red eyes are outside.
Oh, that's true. The red eyes are outside, so I don't know if I'd rather be dealing with bent forks and throwing food or the red eyes. That's true.
Yeah. Okay, it's my turn, right? Okay.
Yeah.
The Surrency haunting became a tourist attraction. Scientists, mediums, and a clergy visited the Surrency home.
So the priest came in. Let's exorcise these demons. The locals believed Mr. Surrency was in league with the devil, which seemed to explain the ghost and the family's wealth. Oh, he made a deal with the devil.
Yeah, that was probably the gossip going around.
Donald said it could be a ghost dog.
Hitch Up and Toe.
Red eyes. That's just me coming back from the pub. I'd go out to eat and not come back, says Linda Barker.
Yeah.
I think this one's yours.
However, a visiting psychic medium believed the Surrency family had extra sensory abilities. The family didn't recognize their abilities, which angered the spirits.
Tommy Travels says maybe he was just in a bowling league with the devil. As time passed, the Surrency ghosts became more aggressive. They targeted the little girl, pulling her hair, twisting her sheets, and ripping her out of bed. Nope, I'm out.
Oh, no.
I'm leaving during the day and I ain't never coming back. I got a second house. Might as well go to it.
Yeah, there's a second house. What makes the Surrency's haunting so unique is that it was one of the most verified hauntings in American history.
Oh boy, oh boy. Word traveled across the country about the small town and its haunted house, and visitors came from all over to witness the haunting firsthand. Daydream says, me recognizing spirits stops at talking static on an unplugged TV. Ooh.
Yeah. Few were disappointed as if Surrency's ghosts were anything but shy. They said, I'll throw you across the room.
You want to know if I'm real? You're going across the room.
Right.
Finally, the Surrency family decided to move. That day, Andrion, that's the best I can do, lifted itself from the fireplace and struck the Surrency boy. Then it floated back to the fireplace, leaving the boy bleeding and crying on the floor. So I'm guessing the pokey thing that you like the fireplace with. Ugh.
Yeah.
Tommy Charles said, also, if they had any forks that needed bending, they would drop by as well. Yeah, I guess that's the pokey thing.
Yeah, that's the pokey thing.
Jerry Halley's got a friend that's tagging along with him in his rig.
Even after the Surrency's family moved, they still experienced hauntings, but none as bad as what they endured on the farm. So it followed them.
They just packed the ghost and took them with them.
Right.
But the ghost followed the family to their new home. Strangely enough, the Surrency haunting ended when Alan Surrency died in 1877. So they did have a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Did I skip something? Okay. Alan P. and Wealthia. So her shortened name was Wealthy. Her real name was Wealthia.
Wealthia. Yeah. Okay.
Attached to an object or person, says Roy and Becky's Travels. Hey, Thrifty Angela, welcome back from dinner. Hope it was yummy.
Were the ghosts finally satisfied that they had their man, or was it a coincidence? Poltergeist.
The farmhouse was abandoned for many years, but the locals still visited it. Train rides attracted ghost hunters to the property. Eventually, the haunted Surrency house burned down in 1925. Their nephew was wealthier. Donald, they follow people when you move things in their area. That is a true fact. A little bit. What was good for dinner, Thirsty Angela? Oh, yeah. What'd you have for dinner? Thrifty Angela. Bob's Adventure. Ghosts are never satisfied. Ooh, pork chops. Yum.
Yeah.
I wonder if the ghosts burned the house down because they were like tired of people coming and trying to find them.
Yeah.
This is thought to be the location of the old Surrency homestead.
I was trying to find the house more pictures of it. I only had the one that, we had in the beginning with the family standing in front of it.
There's another house right here. I wonder if they well, they didn't have a deal with the devil, so.
Yeah.
Speed limit, 25 miles per hour.
Few people talked of the Surrency Ghost anymore. All the witnesses to the haunting have long since passed, and the story has almost been lost to time. Guess the new generations, they don't remember it.
Bank of Surrency. It is strange how the ghost died when he died,
Yeah, it's like the haunting stopped.
Tommy said, well, if the ghost ever rebuild the house, I'm going to visit for sure. This looks like a person to me back here.
Oh.
Like the shadow of a person back here. It might be my eyes, but this looks like a head. I'm in the middle of the head, neck, and then shoulders right here. Arms crossed in the front and 2 legs. But I might just be seeing things. And this was the bank, right?
Yeah, that was the bank.
Nomadic Hippie says, I think the haunting stopped for a different reason. It was probably a marketing gimmick back in the day because so many people were spiritual. And if you had a haunted house, you could sell it for more. Shannon Craft says, who is left to haunt? That's true.
Yeah.
Jerry said, I think you are right, Beyond Beauty.
That's the other view looking out the front.
And that was a bank?
Yeah, that was a bank.
Wonder if they had a vault in the basement or anything.
In the last picture, the vault was to the right. It just has the hole.
Oh, right here.
It used to be. Yeah, right there.
I love older buildings. Even when they're torn down like this, falling apart. I love the way the lights come through. Like here, you can see this is lit up.
Yeah.
And over here, there's little white spots. I just like the way the sun shines into them. And I just like old buildings. Daydream says that sort of resembles the old house we have.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that old creepy house.
Is it yours or mine? I don't remember.
I think it's mine.
Okay.
The town is still there, located where Highway 341 and 121 crosses, but Allen's house is long gone.
And I wonder if somebody did like an awakening on that property, if stuff would start to happen again.
Yeah.
I'm sure people have tried.
Yeah, especially since a lot of people were flocking to it when it was there.
Yeah. BB3, do you ever explore those old abandoned brick buildings and stuff along the interstate in the places like East St. Louis? They seem pretty photogenic. You're out of your mind. If you think I'm going in any building in East St. Louis, no. I don't even stop my car on the highway or pull off the highway to get gas in East St. Louis. Ain't happening. That's how people die. And I would become a ghost. I have been in downtown St. Louis. We used to, with our church, every winter go and donate winter clothes and blankets and stuff to the homeless. So we did enter some of the abandoned buildings downtown and the alleyways and stuff like that. But that was downtown. East St. Louis is actually on the Illinois side of the river. So KNR says, oh no, forget that. East St. Louis is rough.
Yeah. The house was built in 1852. Donald was asking how old is the house.
1852. That was an old house. Yep. The Surrency Spook Light. Strangely enough, the famous Surrency Ghost aren't the only haunting in town. Hey, Fantastic Travels and Timmy Ray. Ghosts don't even go to St. Louis and East St. Louis. Yeah, there is the Jefferson Barracks. They still have a lot of their old war buildings. They actually have a committee that restores them. They're pretty neat to go look at too. There you go.
Another paranormal occurrence is a Surrency Spook Light. A yellow ball of light is seen on hovering over the Surrency's train tracks. This will-o-wisp has been spotted since the early 1900s, and it's still seen today.
People that live in the town are just like, oh, that's the will-o-wisp light. don't mind it.
Oh, it's at the tracks next to where the house used to be.
Maybe it's stuck on the train tracks now. Like the ghost is tied down to the train tracks. K&R's done hazmat cleanup in St. Louis. Oof. Yeah, St. Louis City isn't a city I'd go in at nighttime. But East St. Louis, I wouldn't go there day or night. Not having them. So is that the yellow light?
Yeah. That's the yellow light. It's almost like, remember how they used to have like those little lanterns like on the trains and stuff? That's what it kind of reminds me of, because there's a light below it.
And there doesn't look like any tracks coming that direction in this picture. But I guess maybe they're older tracks, so they're closer to the dirt, maybe?
Yeah, unless they...
Like right here might
be
be the track.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, like a lantern light.
Yeah, that's crazy. Lights are even weirder, because is it an alien or is it a ghost?
Right.
Timmy says, I see a light up top. K&R says, yeah, it does, like a lantern light. All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. If you approach the Surrency spook light, it disappears. Many theories abound to explain the spook light logically, but none have been proven. Dramatic hippie. You had me meet you in East St. Louis on a freeway off-ramp. It didn't seem that dangerous. I did not. I specifically told you, hippie, don't pull off in East St. Louis. Just keep going if you have to. Don't pull off in East St. Louis.
No.
When I realized you had pulled off in East St. Louis, I said, get back on the highway and keep going. That was the first time Hippie and I met.
So this crazy man pulled over.
He was supposed to pull over at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, but he was too busy watching the lights on the big Ferris wheel, and he drove past his exit. So I said, just keep going, but past East St. Louis, and then I'll meet up with you. So,
wow. Does the Surrency spook light have a connection to the frightening haunting of the Surrency's family? Perhaps the town itself is haunted.
I think it's the family.
I think it's a family too.
Yeah, I think it's the family. What in the hell is that? That's creepy. What are those blood splashes? Guy standing up there with a light in his hand. Creepy.
That's the old barn.
All the fog around it. That is creepy. And then there's a cow's butt.
Yeah, I didn't even notice the cow's butt.
K&R said, "What's that on top?" That is a person. I don't know why they're up there.
Yeah.
Donald says, "Please be careful when you are driving at night." Hitch Up and Toast says, "I see a ghost on the roof." K&R says, "Alien." Also, there's like blood splashes. Splatter. If I could speak. And it kind of
looks like that.
looks like there's a person standing right here that has a hat on. If I could zoom in, I could show you better, but here would be the head and the shoulder going down. It's like the top part of a body, and then the head up here. But Tommy says, "I saw that place in worse barns and gardens." Too funny. Welcome to Surrency, established in 1904. So that house was built before this town was established?
Yeah, and they named the town after him. Yeah.
Wow. You went dark with blotches. Don't eat those hamburgers and steaks. Does he have a chainsaw? Maybe the monolith will show up there and be unnoticed for years. Timmy Ray says, "I see a face and a body." That was pretty spooky. And very questionable on like where did the ghost go? Why did the ghost come and disappear when he disappeared?
Yeah, it was kind of strange story, you know.
Yeah, it seems like the town sure said that he was the one that like brought it in. And I guess another question would be, like Hippie said, did they fake it to make it to where their house was worth more, or they were popular, or they gained notoriety through it? But then I think that said in the story that other people saw it too, not just the family, right?
Right. It was the people that were in the house with them. You know, when she had the dinner guest and just anybody that came over witnessed a lot of the poltergeists because things were just going crazy. There was one when I was researching it, there was a little bit more of the story where his daughter went out to the train tracks to wait for him to come home from work. And I'm assuming he rode the train. That's the way I was taking it. So she was waiting for him to come to the house and she heard these strange noises. So she started thinking, you know, it was dark. Maybe I should wait on the porch. So she started heading back to the porch and things just started being thrown at her. Bricks, twigs. She made it to the porch and she turned around and she was looking to see where it was coming from. Everything was just coming at her, but not hitting her. So she decided to go inside the house. Don't wait outside for her dad. She made it inside the house and there were people. Her mother was in the house, you know, they're her siblings, and I guess some friends. They didn't say who else was there, but there's other people there. And those twigs and bricks just started coming from the ceiling inside the house, dropping everywhere.
Oh, that's creepy.
I thought that was so creepy. And they finally, when you know, her dad, Mr. Allen, came home, they had to explain everything to him. Until he witnessed it, he didn't believe it. But then it happened again, you know. The activity was just getting pretty pretty strange in that house.
No, court said it's a poltergeist issue.
Yeah, it sounds like it. But then it stopped when he died. You know?
Yeah. Maybe he did make a deal with the devil, but he was the one that was haunted. You know, but he just, in turn, his family ended up haunted. And then when he died, then the haunting stopped, you know. 3 Paranormal says, I'm here just listening while doing the dishes. Thank you so much for listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Linda Barker said, bricks? Oh my.
Bricks. Yeah.
Yeah. Being a girl and having a brick thrown at you and there's nobody standing there. It's just a brick flying through the air.
Yeah, flying at you. And then their brother got smacked in the face by that anger iron.
Yeah,
from
that
the place. That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't think. And then moving and having it follow you where you move to. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I can't escape it. So yeah, I do think it was the guy who caused it.
It was a lot of aggressions.
Daydream said, being a guy, we don't like bricks thrown at us either.
It's like it didn't matter who it was in that family. It was taking out its aggression on everybody.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. That's weird though, how it came and then it went. I don't know, so weird. But maybe that brick didn't want to be in the wall anymore. Happy Place says, I've decided I'm going to haunt Daydream about nice things, but I'm not waiting until I die.
Yeah, because he keeps calling her Carol Ann from Poltergeist. That's what he's calling Felix.
Y'all ain't right.
No.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to read the back of this about what this book is about that we'll kind of be going over on Friday with the author, just to give you guys a little preview. Is that all right with you, Nettie?
Yes.
All right. So it says, what happens when 2 journals are combined to weave one gripping and intricate tale? It becomes an intimate story that reveals a world much smaller than the authors anticipated. While exploring her newfound love of art, 23-year-old Tiffany meets Sandra, an introverted bookstore employee with an air of sadness around her. After she unearths the abuse Sandra suffered at the hands of her alcoholic husband, Anthony, Tiffany does everything in her power to help her friends see there is a way out of her dysfunctional marriage. When Sandra hires Liam, a handsome private investigator charged with divulging Anthony's secret life, she finally begins to plot her escape from the marriage that holds her captive. As she struggles to overcome her crushing depression, Sandra fears for her sanity and wonders if it's too late for her to find happiness in this life. After Tiffany begins dating 2 seemingly perfect men, her own safety becomes compromised, and the terrifying truth about one of them is revealed much too late. Both in painful and amusing ways, these 2 friends grapple to overcome the everyday traumas of living in the Me Too era. If all would be utopia will tug at your heartstrings as you question if Sandra and Tiffany can make it out of this tangled web alive, or is it their destiny to become another violent statistic? So this is, I'll be giving away a copy of one of these on Friday, and we'll also have the author of this book here on Friday to chat.
That's so exciting. That's going to be a great show.
I couldn't put the book down. I'm not just saying that because my friend wrote it. Like, I literally got it in the mail, picked it up, and spent the entire day reading it. And I was enthralled. I just could not stop reading it because the ending, you could just tell that the ending was going to be a good one. I was like, I got to read more of this. So,
yeah, to keep reading it.
Yeah. It had enough twists and turns to keep me very much reading. So, Shanna Kraft said, did the family build that house?
Yes, they did.
Okay. Timmy Ray said, I heard that they make EVP sound thing that you can hear dead people, but I don't believe that stuff. I believe in it. If I believe it works sometimes, I believe it doesn't work other times. Nomadic Hippie says, why is it always the private investigator who is the handsome one?
Right.
Okay, peeps, need to finish dinner, feed the wife. Love you guys. See you after a while. Beyondbeauty3, MelNetteLivingFreeZipCodeless. This is my favorite show ever. Aw. I'm getting tongue-tied tonight. I don't know what's going on. Even words that I know I can't say. And Donald says, don't forget to write a letter to Stephanie Harlow. I would love to read that book. I won't forget that, I promise. I've just been extremely busy lately. I've said this before, but November and December, well, it usually starts in October. October ends up being a month where we go to pumpkin patches and we do haunted houses and we do all this stuff. Then November, I have 2 kids with birthdays, plus Thanksgiving. And then December, I have a kid with a birthday, Christmas, New Year's, and we also have like the split Christmas thing going on. So honestly, from October to December, it's just craziness for us. And I think that kind of rings true with a lot of families, is it's a busy time of year. Nomadic Hippie says, are we allowed to make requests for future episodes? Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
please. Please.
Yeah, there are all kinds of places I know that we could do, but we like doing the ones you guys want to hear about.
Yeah.
Okay. Living free zip code list. How about this one? The Silver Bridge disaster and Point Pleasant, West Virginia. The story of the Mothman.
Oh, the Mothman.
Jerry Holly says, I'm a private investigator, BB. Hi, Jerry. How you doing? Donald says, the Civil War areas. Yeah, that's probably one we could do. Jefferson Barracks would be a really interesting one, because I'd like to learn more about the history of it. Plus, I could go take pictures and stuff on it, like in person. Mm-hmm. So that would be a pretty cool one to do too. Nomadic Hippie, that's where you visited. I need to get there someday. Hippie finds all of these really cool small attractions, like the Mothman, Superman Museum. It's off the highway and kind of off the beaten path, but yet he found it. There's another one that he found that is some kind of museum. Hippie, if you're listening, I don't remember the name of that place, but it was a museum he found in another state. And there are all these kind of like family-owned tiny places. It's pretty cool. Timmy Ray said, I am to fix it off so I can get ready to eat. All right, Timmy Ray, have a nice night. Roy and Becky's Travels said, the Perryville Battlefield in Kentucky.
In Kentucky.
That sounds like a good place too.
Yep. I took some snapshots so I can start researching.
Oh, that's what it was. Hippie said it's the Hillbilly Gardens. That's the one I was talking about. And then Toyland Museum in Kentucky. Yeah, if you're traveling and you're looking for little places along the way, Hippie has found so many neat little gems that are family owned. I think that's pretty cool. I think even Cat came from a tree that he knew about that was like full of cats. There was all kinds of stray cats that lived at this tree, and he went there just to feed them food. Aww. I think that's the story, Hippie. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he went there to give them food, and he ended up finding the black cat. He went to give it to this lady, And she was like, no, you take it. And she gave him like all the things he would need, the litter box and all that stuff, so that he could have cat. But yeah, I think he even found about this tree with tons of cats. It was pretty cool. Also, I think my wallet is haunted. My money keeps disappearing. Oh man, you need to put an alarm on it so you can be aware when the ghost gets in there and takes your money. So what do you have coming up this week? Nettie, you got anything fun planned?
No, we're just still exploring out here. Just taking it easy, not really a whole lot. But what I do want to suggest that if anybody wants us to research a topic, if you didn't, put it in the chat today, you can always email BB or you could email me, and then definitely it'd be something that we can put, on the show. And the more the merrier. I definitely do need to have some topics. So I think that's awesome if you guys want to do that.
Definitely. Hippie says, no, that's not the story. I was at the Pioneer Museum in Alabama, and the cat was up in the tree with a broken leg, and the museum owner brought her in as a baby and forced me to take her. She also gave you a litter box and stuff. That's kind of the story I just told, Hippie. Because there is a cat town in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, where locals build a bunch of boxes for the wild cats in the area, and everybody feeds them. So I mixed two stories into one.
Yeah.
I do not have a post box yet. I don't. Do you have one, Nettie?
Yeah, I have one.
You have one?
Mm-hmm.
I will try to start including that in the description from now on. And then Daydream says, those are the best stories. When you mix them up, put two stories together into one, just make it a shorter one.
Yeah.
So what is your latest video you have out? I want to try to link that in here. People go watch that.
Okay. It is just came out today. And it is, my phone's running so slow.
We have one that came out.
Tuscaloosa. Yeah.
I got it.
You see it where we exploring Tuscaloosa, Alabama, part 1?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you haven't checked out the latest from MelNetteLivingFreeZipCodeless, please do. I'm going to drop it in the chat here. Here is a link to our latest video.
Thank you. I appreciate that, BB.
No problem. Well, I absolutely had a blast. I love Sunday nights. Sunday nights with you all it literally makes my week. It pulls everything together and it finishes everything off with just perfection. I love hanging out with Nettie. I'm so glad you were able to get back on the screen.
Me too.
All right. And I guess we're going to go ahead and head off for the evening. I don't think that Dee is coming up next. I tried to look before I came on. I don't think she is. But there will be more lives tonight. I know K&R's on tonight. Who else is on tonight?
I think Jerry Holly's going to come on tonight. I'm pretty sure.
All right. So keep an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
And friended everybody in here. Turn your notifications on and you'll see when everybody goes live.
I know.
It's kind of the place it's gotten to. Because,
yeah.
All right. Well, wishing you all much kindness and much love.
And we're sending love your way. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.